Start of the fourth quarter here in the Thomas and Mack Center. Good one between the Kings and the Cavs. Sacramento by 3. Great to be joined now by Jaylon Tyson, who's not playing for Cleveland today. Has had a terrific week here in Summer League. You see the averages, the assists, 4th in Summer League. Jaylon, thanks for doing this. You know, as we've watched your team throughout the summer, you've been one of the brightest stars. What do you think has worked so well for you playing here in Vegas?
Honestly, just playing my game, playing at my own pace. Obviously, this is my second year, so I know what Summer League holds, and I know what the NBA holds. So understanding the game, slowing down, and, I think it's been a pretty good week for us.
Knowing that this is your second time and knowing what it holds, do you take a leadership role on this team? Is part of the reason we've seen such good ball movement by the Cavs here in Vegas part of a reflection of how you want to play?
For sure. I like to make my teammates better. I've definitely had a leadership role, and everybody looks up to me on this team because obviously this is my second year, and I know what the NBA holds, like I said. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It kind of reminds me of college a little bit, being that leader on the team. So it's fun.
Jaylon, when you look at the Cavs big club, a couple of changes this offseason in the backcourt. Ty Jerome leaves, Lonzo Ball is in. When you look at that roster and envision yourself playing for the Cavs, how do you think you fit in with that group?
I feel like I could do so much on the court. Obviously, if you watch me play, I'm very versatile. I can be a secondary ball handler. I can play off ball, on ball, be a point of attack defender. That's the biggest thing I've been working on. So there's a lot of things I could do for this team and that I will do for this team. And I'm just excited for the opportunity that's going to be presented to me.
When we talk about the Eastern Conference, in large part because of so many of these Achilles injuries that we've seen maybe being a little bit more wide open this year, the Cavs are one of a handful of teams that bring back essentially all their key parts. How important do you think that is to the success of what this organization will see next year?
I mean, obviously, it sucks for the injuries and all that. I mean, I feel like we have a team that, with or without the injuries, that we could compete with anybody. So, obviously, having a healthy team helps. We got Gabe Darius back healthy, but everybody else is good. It's good that we have our star players. Donovan Evans can be a hell of a player, and is a hell of a player. So I'm excited for this team for sure.
Jaylon, what do you think is the number one key for you guys to get over the hump in the playoffs? Disappointing after the great regular season to lose in the second round. What's the most important thing for you guys to get past that?
The health aspect, I feel like. Obviously, health has been a problem for the last couple of years before I even got here. So.
That's a nice finish.
Yeah, that's a very nice finish. Yeah, just staying healthy. And honestly, last year we learned a lot through the adversity and what we need. We need a little bit more ball pressure. Defense got to pick up a little bit more. Obviously, Indiana got in our stuff last year. So, I think that we're going to learn from this year and get over that hump for sure.
We've been talking a lot about players that were stars in college. You were one of them, right? But then you come to this league and you've got to accept a role and figure out how you can carve out your space. How hard is that to make that adjustment, looking back on your track from a year ago to now where you're at maturity-wise and understanding this year?
It's part of the NBA, Obviously, that year helped me learn what I can do and what I got to do to get on the court. So anybody coming in, you just got to understand that it's going to be a role, and eventually the role is going to expand. But, the good thing about me is how versatile I am and how I can fill those holes for us, right? And it was like that in college, right? If you look at my college track record, I was just 3-and-D the year before I got to Cal. So I think it's just part of the process of the NBA, and this is what it is. And anybody coming in, if you want to stick around, that's just what it is, Playing with really good players, and honestly, I'm just excited to fill that role.
Yeah, what'd you learn? What'd you absorb from the guys around you? Those vets on the Cavs roster. As you think they missed a call there?
Yeah, man. What are you doing out here, man?
So what'd you learn though in your first year in the NBA that you're going to take with you for year 2 here?
The biggest thing I would say I learned is just the process and how not getting too high, not getting too low, right? The NBA it's a long season, a very, very long season. I'm stressing to a lot of these new guys that that's what it is, right? So just not getting too high, not getting too low. I had really good games. I had games where I didn't play my best, right? But just staying level-headed and just being ready for the next day. And that's what I'm going to take on for the next year and years to come.
Donovan Mitchell described you as a complete dog. You like that?
I love that, I love that. he knows what it is. He knows every time I get in there. I remember a couple games he asked me, like, yo, you ready? I said, dog, I'm here. He knows I'm here. So it's definitely a blessing to have your star player compliment me like that, and I'm excited. Excited to show that.
Well, we're excited to watch you, Jaylon. Thanks for doing this, man.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck this upcoming season.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.